Hello and welcome, chat. We are back. We are back with the One Piece streams and One Piece content. Chat, what is good? Welcome in, everybody. We are here live in the flesh to react to One Piece chapter 1132. Short summary spoilers. We're here, chat. I'm excited to read them. Guys, welcome back. It's been such a long time since I've last seen you guys. 2 weeks, chat. 2 weeks where we haven't linked up, and have spoken. How long has it been? Guys, God bless you all. I'm happy to see everyone here. Salute to everyone in the chat. Young Smokey, Joy Boy, Oakley, Sway, Eric, Roxy, Eunice. We got the boy Zedeko, Brandon. Hope I'm not missing anyone. Chat, welcome in. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to see you guys here, guys. How is everyone doing today? How is everyone doing? Comment down below. I want to see how you guys are doing, how you guys have been. It's been 2 weeks. We haven't spoken in for such a long amount of time. Okay. Shout out to the legend. Okay. Absolute legend. Been supporting us for the longest time, guys. Huge shout out. Okay. I just have to throw that out there. This man has been supporting us for so long now. Man, legend status. Guys, how you doing? I'm curious. I hope everyone's doing great, guys. Let me know how you're feeling, guys. You guys, just to give you guys a little update on your boy. You know, I've been deep in the word. I've been deep in the word every day, every morning and night, chat, deep in the word. Shout out to that man, St. Paul, Apostle Paul, St. Paul, the legend among legends, who has written some of the greatest epistles, one of the greatest books you could ever read in the Bible, chat. The book of Romans. Who wrote that? It was Paul. I've been deep into the word every day. It's been so fulfilling. It's been beautiful guidance. This is how I get to know who my God is. I get to connect to him. I get to learn about him through the word. I've been in the scripture, chat. Been playing Minecraft. Been playing Minecraft with my wifey. We've been playing Minecraft, chat. We got bro, one of these days, chat, I gotta open up Minecraft and I gotta show you guys my little survival world. Me and my girl, we have our own little server. We have our own little Minecraft world. We got like this nice, like, I don't even know, is it like, it's not really medieval, but we got like this nice cottage house, a nice nether portal design. We made an iron farm. I've been going hard on Minecraft, chat. Don't underestimate your boy when it comes to Minecraft. We got the iron farm. We got a villager trading hall. We got a Enderman XP farm. We got a witch farm. Bro, chat, don't sleep on your boy. But guys, how we doing today, man? Chat, how we doing? How we doing? The boy Young Smokey, the book of Romans, the book of Genesis, and the book of Psalms and Proverbs are my favorite. I just finished Proverbs. Me and my girl read it together, beginning to start. Great. See, Proverbs, bro. If people lived by that book and understood that it was like key instructions and guidance to life, bro, imagine how much healing the world could do. Psalms is well, I guess Psalms as well, but Proverbs is just on a different level, bro. Guys, if you guys are deep into the word, if you guys are Christian, if you guys read the Holy Bible, the word of God, comment down below what your favorite book is, chat. Mine, I can't say Gospels, right? Because when, like, if you're a Christian, right? And you say, yeah, my favorite book is one of the Gospels. To me, that's like saying, oh, I'm a One Piece fan and my favorite character is a Straw Hat. You know, it feels unfair, right? It feels unfair. So, Jeremiah, oh, that man, Jeremiah, he was preaching that good word. That man was intense. But yeah, you guys get what I'm saying though. Like, as a Christian, if you say that the Gospels are your favorite books, that's like being a One Piece fan and you're like, yeah, Luffy's my favorite character. It's like, duh. Zoro, Sanji, duh. So you have to ask people, okay, besides the Straw Hats, who is your favorite character? Besides the Gospels, what is your favorite book? You guys you guys get what I'm saying? Quran is the only true. Hey, all I can say is that people complain. People get mad, right? And they have these debates. You know, one of the biggest debates is like Muhammad, right? Prophet Muhammad. They'll say, you know, Muhammad was foretold from Jesus. Muhammad is in the Bible. And then other people will get mad and they'll say Muhammad wasn't in the Bible. All I can say, I'm gonna say one thing and just leave it at that. I do believe the Muhammad is in the Bible. Like, he's there. They talk about him. If you guys want to read about it, go to Matthew chapter 7. Okay, that's Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 and 16. Okay, Matthew chapter 7, verses 15 and 16. That's where you could read about Muhammad. But anyways, we got the boy Jay. I got a job as a malware analyst. Yo, chat, let's give it up to the boy. Let's give it up for the boy Jay. God bless you, Jay. Christ, thank you for blessing my fellow brethren. Guys, can we get a WJ? Can we get a way in the chat? Can we get a WJ? Can we get a way? This man is a malware analyst. Yo, you're gonna take care of yourself with this opportunity. Don't fumble the opportunity. Take care of your loved ones. Yo, this man Jay, I'm happy for you, bro. Congrats. Now don't fumble it. Don't pick up drugs. Don't pick up alcohol. Do not fumble it. This is a blessing, okay? And Jay, I'm sure that I'm preaching to the choir. I'm sure you're like, duh, yeah, I would never do that. Listen, I just gotta remind you, because we're all humans, we all make mistakes, we all fumble. But I'm happy for you, Jay. Nomad, what's good? God bless you, bro. It's always a 10 out of 10 for Robin's boobs. Again, here we go with the simp. The simp behavior. We barely went live. We got the boy Greg. Do you vape or alcohol? I don't do the Mary Jane. I don't do the alcohol. I don't do the hallucinogens. My only chain is nicotine. That's the only thing. I don't mess with any kind of party drug. I don't mess with the ganja. I don't mess with the alcohol. I never drink alcohol. My only vice is nicotine. But you know, I've been sober minded for a few months now. I think I stopped back in April. I think it was like mid to late April. I stopped. I haven't done it at all. Did I miss the prayer? No. You haven't missed the prayer yet. You haven't missed the prayer yet, King. We'll be starting that prayer here in a moment. Well, we got the boy OP Fanatic. Hey man, I was about to get a haircut right now, cause chat, look, your boy's looking kind of rough out here. I was about to get a haircut, and I'm scrolling on Twitter, and I see that there's a tweet by OP Fanatic. It says OP Fanatic 2 minutes ago, 11:32 brief spoilers, and I just dipped. I dipped and I came home. So shout out to the boy OP Fanatic. I wasn't checking my Discord because I was out and about. OP Scans back this week. Yo, WOP Scans. The legends. We got that boy Axe D Parlay. Yo, Axe, man. When are we gonna reconnect, my boy? When are you gonna hit me up, bro? We got Freddie, we got Johan. Yo, we got everybody in chat right now. Alex, Lone Sigma, Michelangelo, bro. We got Sean. Yo, we got everybody in the chat right now. This is a beautiful moment, chat. This is a beautiful moment. Beautiful moment. But all right, guys, we got to start these spoilers sooner or later, right? Sooner rather than later. You guys want to start these spoilers? Let me see if I could pull up that OP Fanatic Twitter. Wow, mods chill. What do the mods do? Twitter.com/OP Fanatic. Is it OP Fanatic 2024 or is it just OP Fanatic? Who is this? Bro. Is it OP? I think it's OP Fanatic 2024. I forgot what the exact username is. Yeah, it's 2024. All right, chat. We got these spoilers. I haven't read them. Okay. Obviously, I haven't read them. If you guys are new here, I like to go point by point and I like to go in depth with each point. That's just how we do it here. We do raw, genuine reactions. Okay. We're going to go point by point. We might take a little bit of time, but we're just enjoying our meal. Okay. We're enjoying our delicious meal. I finally followed you. My bad. All right, guys, listen, we're going to do a quick prayer for those watching the stream, whether you're in the chat or not. We're going to do a quick prayer. And we'll dive into these spoilers. All right, chat? You know I gotta represent. You know we gotta represent here. All right, chat. Let's do a quick prayer. Quick prayer for the 11:32 short summary stream. Dear Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Please give us this day our daily bread, and forgive our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. My Lord and Savior, my refuge, my stronghold, my deliverer, my shield, my Savior, Jesus Christ, thank you for another day of life. Thank you for blessing us all in this stream. Thank you for always guiding us. Thank you for always protecting us. Thank you for keeping us healthy. Thank you for giving us food and water and shelter and protection. Thank you for giving us your divine knowledge and your truth and your guidance. And thank you for giving us bravery and courage and patience. Thank you for the many infinite things you do for us. I couldn't put it into words how grateful and how thankful I am for everything that you do as your son, because you are my father. You are the only true father that I have. God, I ask you today, Jesus Christ, I ask you today to bless everyone watching the stream. Please bless them with abundance. Please bless them in their careers. Please bless them with their family, with their relationships, with their health, with their fitness, with their school, with everything that goes on in their life. Please bless them. And I know that humans struggle and humans commit sin, and we cause disgraces in this world. But God, I ask that you forgive everyone in this chat. I ask that you help deliver them from their suffering. No matter what problem they're going through in life, God, I ask that you deliver them from their pain, whether it's through family, health, finances, relationships, whatever it is. I ask that you deliver them, because I love every single person in this chat. And as a follower of you, Christ, I have to love everyone, including those who hurt me and betray me and backstab me. I have to love my enemy, and I love my chat because they support me, and they've been supporting me for several years, and they never turned my back on me. So chat, please, or not chat, Christ, please protect my chat. Guide them, show them your truth, lead them to you. I was once a lost sheep. I was smoking weed every day. I used to smoke and just go completely numb and just be a complete fool. At one point, I would drink a little bit of alcohol. I would turn my back on God. I would live in sin. I would watch porn. I'd be angry. I'd be furious. I'd be prideful. I was so deep in sin. I was dead in sin. I was a slave to sin. I would live for sin, and that's all I would live for. And you've redeemed me, Lord. You had grace on me to bring me to you as a lost sheep. You looked for the one lost sheep, for the 99. Thank you for delivering me and having mercy on me and helping me renew my mind, body, and spirit. So please do the same for the chat. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Amen. You look like a Grand Lion pirate. Chat, I look like a Grand Lion pirate. All right, guys. Now it's time. Now it's time. One Piece 1132. Brief spoilers. Bro, I can't wait to get into this, man. It's been 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks of no content. One Piece 1132 brief spoilers. The Straw Hats, including Luffy, arrive at the village in the center of Elbaf, where Road is defeated by Gerd and Goldberg. Wait, young Smokey, Eric and Smokey. This is to Eric and Smokey. You mean to tell me that entire build up to Road, the character, was completed through Gerd and Goldberg? So the entire build, man, here, bro. So Oda showed us Road, gave up this cool design with like the deer skull. They said, oh, he's the sun god, even though, yeah, we know he wasn't. But they said, oh, he was the sun god. just for Road to be defeated by Goldberg. See, Goldberg defeated him. See, chat, I'm telling you, it's every single time.
You are Jewish.
All right, my bad. It's every single time, bro. Road couldn't be defeated by Luffy. Road couldn't be defeated by Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Sanji. He gets defeated by Goldberg. Berg. I'm tired of this, bro. My bad. I didn't mean to hit that button. But guys, how do we feel about this point? How do we feel about this point? Can we rate this point? Guys, 1 to 10, we need to rate this point. Rate this point. The Straw Hats, including Luffy, arrive at the village in the center of Elbaf, where Road is defeated by Gerd and Goldberg. I don't know about this one, dude. This isn't really that great. I don't know, bro. Surely Road is gonna do more in the arc, right? Like, surely, like, Road isn't gonna be defeated and then sit out the whole arc. Like, no, surely he's gonna come back, right? And do something. Maybe when Luffy goes in Gear 5 Nika mode or something. I don't know. Well, I don't know, bro. And guys, we know that the leakers, and when we say leakers, we're actually just saying read on. But we know that when read on, when they give us these spoilers, especially the short summary, it never shows the chapter in its full glory, right? Like, the long summary is always better than the short, and the chapter is always better than both spoilers, right? So, obviously, we're just judging the brief spoilers. We're not necessarily judging the chapter, right? So if you guys slander this, I don't interpret that as you thinking the chapter is bad. I interpret that as you thinking the spoilers are bad. With that being said, this first point, I don't know, man. Jordan says 5 out of 10 point, as is predictable, as the Straw Hats were nerfed by Usopp's demands. Wait, the Straw Hats were nerfed because of Usopp? And you guys are Usopp defenders. And you're an Usopp defender? You're an Usopp defender. Wow. See, we don't like Usopp in this stream. We like the true vice captain of the ship. The true vice captain of the Straw Hats, Zoro. Yonko Hunter Zoro. The button you pushed pretty much summed up my feeling about the first point. It was an accident, okay? People can interpret things in different ways. I still not understand the power scale from the Giants. I don't know either, dude. At this point, there's only like so much you can power scale, in my opinion. There's only so much that you could power scale in this story. Because Oda always throws a monkey wrench into power levels or power systems and hierarchy. Like he throws a wrench in Vice Admirals with Garp. He throws a wrench into Yonko with Shanks, you know? And I guess now in a way he's throwing a monkey wrench into the Yonko system through Buggy, right? It seems like certain things you can power scale. I'm not saying you can't power scale in general. Like obviously there are things you can power scale. Like, for an example, Zoro over Sanji. Like, you could power scale certain things. But then others is just very unclear, you know? Like, the whole Shanks versus Mihawk thing, I don't know, man. Because either way, you can see the pros and cons, you know? I think the third bullet point is a big discussion. Okay, let's go on to the second bullet point, guys. Let's go on to the second bullet point. What's good? Door handle. Welcome back, King. Zoro is king. He can have a chance to redeem himself. We all need that at times. No, yes, Oakley, 100%. But that's my thing, as we've been speaking about over the past several streams. Usopp, if Usopp does not redeem himself this arc, he has failed as a character. If Usopp does not redeem himself this arc, he has failed as a character. Because I don't want to see him redeem himself at Logetown, or if they go back, I don't want to see him redeem himself at Lodestar. I don't want to see him redeem himself at Beehive Island. I want to see him redeem himself at Elbaf. You know, it's been Axe, true or false, Axe. Oda has been hyping up Elbaf for Usopp for 1,000 chapters. True or false? Call me out if I'm lying, chat. Cap or facts? Oda has been hyping up Elbaf for Usopp for 1,000 chapters. Tell me if I'm capping, chat. This is the arc he's supposed to redeem himself. This is a worse predicament than Zoro with Wano. Because we can sit here talking all day about how Wano is the swordsman arc. That should be Zoro's arc. I get it. I get it. But this is a much worse. There's no wiggling out of this one for Usopp. There's no way out of this one. You're done. Like, he has to redeem himself. And, like, you guys have seen, Usopp has just... He has too many L's. Look at Wano, right? Usopp had an amazing moment. Remember the fire spirit in Onigashima towards the end of the arc? It seemed like Usopp was going to fight that fire spirit. And that would be a callback to Thriller Bark, where Usopp fought Perona and her whole thing was spirits and ghosts. That was a perfect opportunity in Onigashima for Usopp to fight that fire spirit. But what did he do? He ran away, and then the arc ended. So don't make it seem, Chad, don't make it seem like I want Usopp to fail. Why? I'm a Straw Hat fan. I want to see Usopp succeed. All I'm saying is if he doesn't succeed this arc, that severely damages his character. That's all I'm saying. I do think Usopp will grow this arc. That's my belief. In chat, comment down below. What do you believe? What do you guys believe? I believe Usopp will grow this arc. I don't know if it's going to be because of a weapon, or if he's going to become the brave warrior of the sea, or he's going to get hockey. I can't tell you exactly. Mjolnir, I can't tell you exactly what it would be. I don't know. But I do believe he'll grow. And I'm saying if he doesn't, that severely damages his character. That's all I'm saying. And I know there's talks about Sogeking, but guys, we have to look at Sogeking in context. Wasn't Sogeking specifically for Enies Lobby? Because Usopp, remember, he had the whole conflict with Luffy and he couldn't reveal his face and he had to create a whole identity. It seems like Sogeking was for the context of Enies Lobby given his separation from the Straw Hats. I wouldn't be upset if Sogeking came back. I would love that. I would love if Sogeking came back. But like, if I'm thinking about it logistically, if I'm thinking about it in context and I wanted to really make a prediction, I don't know. It just seems to me that Sogeking was for the context of Enies Lobby since he had left the group and he had to put the mask on. You guys get what I'm saying? What do you think, Chad? What do you think? Do you think Sogeking comes back? Yes? Or do you think he doesn't come back because Sogeking was for the context of Enies Lobby? What do you guys think? Usopp is going to be credited with defeating Loki and given the title of Sun God. I bet $100. Guys, who's going to take up Greg on that bet? Usopp is going to be credited with defeating Loki and given the title of Sun God. I'd bet that $100. Chat, who's going to take up Greg on that bet? Greg, Greg, you know we've spoken back and forth for so many months about Usopp defeating Loki. We have always said that for a very long amount of time, and I'm not saying that to tear you down. I'm just saying we're in agreement. We're in agreement. But the idea of Usopp getting the Sun God title, or at least in the eyes of the Elbaf warriors, it's kind of tricky because Usopp, his Sogeking mask looks like a sun. So if Usopp did hypothetically defeat Loki and he brought back the Sogeking motif, then it'd be kind of cool that he'd be wearing like that sun mask. Is it a sun or a moon? I'm pretty sure it's a sun. It's not really a moon. He'd be wearing the sun mask. He would defeat Loki and they'd be like, oh, he defeated the sun god and he wears a sun mask. Maybe he's the sun god. Like, I see the logic behind that. But at the same time, I do feel like there's drawbacks because then that pulls Elbaf or the Usopp believers away from Luffy. It would, if they call whoever it is, whether it's people on different islands or people on Elbaf, regardless of who it is, if they get led to believe that Usopp is the sun god, even if it's not true, obviously it's not true, that would pull away from the glory of Luffy. That pulls away from the true sun god, from the true Nika. So, like, I like it, but at the same time, it has a drawback, you know? Because, again, like, Usopp, the Sogeking mask, he looks like a sun. He defeats Loki. Loki's called the sun god. I get all that, but what do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think? Do you think they, through Usopp defeating Loki, they would crown Usopp as the sun god? Or do you think, sure, Usopp would defeat Loki, but they're gonna realize that Luffy is a true sun god? What do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think? Yes, sun god. Okay, how about this? Put a 1 in chat if you think Usopp defeats Loki and Usopp is crowned as sun god. Put a 1 for that. Put a 2 in chat if you think Usopp defeats Loki, but Usopp is not crowned as sun god. Comment down below, 1 or 2. 1, you think they'll crown Usopp as sun god, or 2, they won't crown Usopp as sun god. What do you guys think? Maybe we'll see the story of Goliath. Yeah, that'd be cool, because Goliath the giant. You know, I think we actually spoke about that. It was either the last stream or the one before that, because obviously Goliath is a giant. This is the island of giants, and the story of David and Goliath. You have the king David. He fights Goliath, takes him down. Usopp could play the role as David. Soga King is in the Straw Hats, not Usopp. Yeah, he is David versus Goliath. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2. Oakley said 3. Oakley said neither, bro. You're both wrong. He might be another giant, but not Loki. Well, Man, this is tricky. All right, how about this, guys? I have another question for you guys. Comment down below who you think the big bad of Elbaf is. Excuse me. Comment down below who you believe the big bad of Elbaf is. Is it Loki? Is it Blackbeard? Is it Emu? Is it the Gorosei again? Is it the Holy Knights? Comment down below who is the big bad of Elbaf. And if you think it's a third party, Karu, it's good, bro. If you guys think it's a Kurd, if you think it's a third party, comment down below who that third party is. It could be the Holy Knights. It could be the Gorosei again. I think that's unlikely. Actually, the Gorosei coming back to Elbaf, that does make sense, but I don't want to go on that whole tangent. If you guys want to hear about that, it's in my Yonko or my Yokai video. Although at the same time, I do think it's a little unlikely. It could be Emu. It could be the Holy Knights. I think I might have said that already. It could be Cross-Skilled. It could be Blackbeard. Maybe Law comes back. What do you guys think? Yo, Praneeth, what's good, bro? It's good, brother. Shanks? You think Shanks is the big bad? I don't know, man. I don't want to get into that whole Shanks conversation because we have it like every stream. I think some streams we talk about the whole Shanks thing like multiple times. All I'm going to say is I can't go down the belief that Shanks is evil. I can't go down the belief that Shanks is an antagonist to Luffy, because if I do, there's too many problems in the story that arises because of that. How long have I been streaming? I haven't been live that long. Chat, how long's it been? Like 30 minutes? Scopper D Water Gabon. Got the boy Axe preaching the truth. Scopper D Water Gabon. Just like Figurlin D Water. Oh, what's it? Figurlin D Water Calgara. And Figurlin D Water Wiper. See, that's going to go over your heads, chat. That's going to whoosh. Whoosh. It's going to go over your head. Figurlin D Water Wiper. That's the true theory of the day. Theory of the week. Shiki? You guys think Shiki's coming back? Shiki? You know, I was on the Shiki train because you guys know I have a few videos on Shiki. I was on the Shiki train for a while, but I remember it was like maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. I forgot where I read this. It might have been in a magazine or it was like in an SBS or something, but Oda made it seem like One Piece Film Gold. Is it Gold or Stampede that has Shiki? I think it's Stampede. Whichever movie it is. When I was reading the SBS or it was an interview, it was something. Oda made it seem like that movie is actually canon. And I couldn't believe what I was reading. Like Oda was pretty much saying like, yeah, that movie's pretty much canon. Yeah, and it was the one with Shiki. The one bong is real. Did you see that the animals on Elbaf are the same from Strong World? No, I didn't notice that. I just, in my head, when I saw the animals on Elbaf, I connected it to Ruskaina. What is with the big snake? I know is from Skypiea. That's Kashigami. They worshipped the big snake. Oh, well, the original one from Nolan's flashback. What was it? 400 years ago? Yeah, the one from Nolan's flashback 400 years ago that they worshipped as a god, the sun god, that one is called Kashigami. The snake that exists in Skypiea right now, its descendant, I don't remember what the name is. What's good, Kunio? I think Shiki is done. Yeah, unfortunately, I think so too. But guys, if you guys can comment down below, there's some kind of SBS or interview. There's some kind of comment that Oda made where he was pretty much saying that the movie that Shiki is in is canon. I couldn't believe what I was reading. He pretty much said that the movie that Shiki took place in is canon. And if that's true, then I don't think Shiki comes back. Because remember in One Piece Volume 0 where they show a flashback of young Garp, young Sengoku. You guys remember how Shiki went to Marineford and Shiki fought the admirals and Shiki went to prison and then Shiki broke out, and then at the end of Volume 0 they said that Shiki will return in 40 years. He has a 40-year plan. Well, if the movie is canon, then that's the 40-year plan. SBS 108. Shout out to Big Greg. We got Big Greg coming through with the info. Or he said 109. SBS 109. And guys, I'm just going to pull this up really quick. We'll go back to the spoilers in a moment. Finally, a character who looks like Shiki the Golden Lion has appeared in the main story. Does this mean that Strong World has officially been incorporated into the main story timeline? Well, it's possible to incorporate most movies into the story, even if it is a bit forced, but then it would make watching the movie obligatory, so don't really connect it to the original work. However, in the case of Strong World, I came up with the story and I used Shiki, who originally existed in the setting of the main story in the movie. However, if it wasn't for the movie, Shiki wouldn't have eaten the Fua Fua no Mi. So see, he trapped himself, chat. He trapped himself. Because now Shiki's a character with the Fua Fua no Mi, but it's only because of the movie, so you're stuck. I had a rule in my mind to not include characters who could fly or float freely in the sky, so I sealed the Fua Fua no Mi away because it's a pirate manga. But because I know it's for a movie, I used it. That character has returned to the original story. It's true that a strange re-import has occurred. So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about this? That character has returned to the original story. I don't know, man. I see, it's not like I would be upset if Shiki returned. Why would I be upset about that? I'm just trying to make a proper theory. We're trying to make a proper prediction. I have no bias in this. He's canonizing Strong World. Yeah, so if he canonizes Strong World, then that just logically means that that's less of a reason for Shiki to come back. Because the main argument that people use for Shiki returning is his 40-year plan. But if Oda is making Strong World largely canon, then that means the event of Strong World, that's the 40-year plan. So the biggest argument for Shiki returning doesn't stand anymore. Zeniris, what's good, bro? How you doing, bro? It was good for Asti. Ferasti said, nah, he's just saying Shiki's powers are canon. All right, guys, let's continue with the next point. Let's continue with the next point. Everyone reacts to the breathtaking scenery of Elbaf, while a narration box describes its grandeur. Guys, are we going to be excited for this one? I still think The One Piece fan base is sleeping on Elbaf. I'm telling you, it's been 1,000 chapters of build up. I don't see enough hype. I don't see people grateful enough for Elbaf. I just don't see it. People are like, yeah, we're in Elbaf. But it's like, what do you mean, yeah, we're in Elbaf? You waited 1,000 chapters for this, dude. Look at this. Look at this. You see this? You see this? Chat, what number is this? Can anyone tell me what this number is? What is this number right here? Stop yapping in the chat, guys. What is this number I'm pointing to? What is it that, what does that say? Can anyone tell me what this number is? 15. Elbaf has been hyped up since volume 15. We're almost at volume 110. Most of the story, 90% of the story, has been hyping up this arc. Where is the hype, chat? Where is the hype, man? I think this is going to be a glorious panel. Karu said 37. Oda has been hyping up this arc, man. Oda, just don't fumble. I want to see this this scenery, man. Guys, imagine when we're in the far future and they do an official coloring of this chapter, because this chapter is going to be showing the breathtaking scenery of Elbaf, describing its grandeur. They're not going to color this officially. Like, yeah, we're going to get the fan colors, the fan coloring. Shout out to Cyborg Works. Shout out to Cyborg Works. Shout out to all the artists on Twitter. I'm not taking anything away from them. But I'm just saying, if we're talking official coloring by Shueisha, the official coloring, we're not going to get this chapter until a very long time from now. But that's going to be a glorious chapter because we're going to see Elbaf in its full glory colored. Yeah, an Elbaf fumble would be devastating. It'd be worse than fumbling Wano. It's because he be dragging it, bro. It's 2025. The traditional One Piece flow does not cut it anymore. He needs to pick up the pacing a little. Hype dies fast nowadays. I think the internet is like one of the worst things to happen when it comes to like enjoying your food, right? And I don't mean that literally. I mean that figuratively. Because with the internet, like, think about it. Let's say you were a One Piece fan that didn't use the internet, but like you read the chapters. You'd probably thoroughly enjoy each chapter. Each chapter would last longer for you. But when you're on the internet, you're seeing all these thousands of people talking about the chapter. It dries up really quick, you know? Like, for you guys that watch all the One Piece streams and all the One Piece videos and all the One Piece tweets, you guys probably get bored of the chapter very quickly because you're seeing so many different people talk about it, so many different angles, that like all the juice of the steak has been sapped out of it and it's just a dry hunk of meat, you know? So with the internet, like, things die out very quickly. Like, think about like when something big happens in the world. You get bored of it, you get sick of it very quickly because there's just everyone talking about it on the internet, especially with how the algorithm works. If you're looking at something a few times, the algorithm keeps throwing it at you. So with the internet, like, hype dies quicker, you know? Trump finna ban One Piece? Nah, he won't do it, man. He won't do it. We already have the image of volume 110, which looks like volume 15. Oh, do we? All right, guys, let's get to the next point. Young Smokey said, I remember having volume 15 back when I was a teen. Bro, you need to collect the whole series, man. Go on eBay and just find the One Piece box sets. All right, guys, third point. The chapter concludes. Bro, the chapter just started. What are these spoilers? So the chapter starts with the Straw Hats making it to the center of Elbaf, where they see the breathtaking scenery. And then the chapter concludes with a note. Bro, these spoilers, dude. I thought it just started. The chapter concludes. Okay, so you told us the beginning and you told us the end. Dude, they are blue balling, chat. They're blue balling. I am mad, bro. Read on. Leakers, why are you doing this to us? You show us. I am so upset right now. You show us the points of the beginning of the chapter, the Straw Hats going to the center and having a breathtaking view, and then the next point is the end of the chapter. I'm upset. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. Hoes mad. The chapter concludes with a note from chat. How do you even pronounce this? Eos? Ios? Eos? Or is it loose? Eos. Eos are not. Eos? The chapter concludes with a note from Eos Arnott, the same person who documented the adventure in Little Garden. It says, don't linger in Elbat for too long. Bro, Eos Arnott, is that like the author of One Piece? Is like the whole story of One Piece a book? It's like a book in a book because we're reading a book? Lewis. Okay, so they typed it wrong. We got Big Mo in the chat. We got Big Mo in the chat. What's good, bro? Hose Mad in 2024, you've earned a membership. Yo, that man, famous Dex. Yo, guys, so here's the thing, man. When you notice the narrator talking about the One Piece story, don't you guys get like a vibe? I can't be the only one. Do you guys get the vibe that One Piece is going to be like a story in the story? Like every time I see the narrator talk and they're talking about like these events and the island and Luffy did this, I keep getting this vibe that like One Piece is going to be a story in a story. You guys get what I'm saying? Is that how One Piece is going to end? The very last page of One Piece is Usopp closing the cover and he was like, and that's the story of One Piece. Like that's the last page, that's the last chapter, he closes it. And that's the story of One Piece. That's the story of Nika. I don't know, man. I keep getting this vibe that One Piece is a story in a story. I'm not saying that obviously the One Piece manga, what we read, is a story. I'm saying like in the story, there's a book and we're reading the book of the story. Like a fourth wall kind of. Yo, we got Chief Soma. Is it Soma? Is it Chief Soma or is it Sama? I think it's Soma. Chief, welcome to the crew, bro. Welcome to the gang. Guys, let's get a W, Chief, in the chat. Joining the gang. Thank you for the membership, bro. I greatly appreciate you. You are a part of the squad. You got all the emojis now. We got a bunch of emojis in the chat that you can use. Got the W, L, LFG. We got the skull with the cap emoji. Mid, real, salute. Welcome to the crew, bro. Thank you for the membership. I greatly appreciate you, King. It's all Usopp's lie. In the end, we learn it never happens. No, that would be the worst, bro. That's the worst. I'm sorry, Oakley. You know I love you, bro. You know I love you. But that would be the worst One Piece conclusion possible. I'm sorry. If One Piece ended and it was like, yeah, it was all a story by Usopp, it never happened. I don't know if it's possible that there would be a worse ending. Could you guys imagine that? We're reading the final chapter of One Piece. One Piece is officially gonna end. And you turn to the last page. And it's Usopp. He closes, he flips the book. And he's like, that's the story of One Piece. It never happened. It was all a lie. And then Brooks right there and he's laughing. Yo ho ho ho. I don't know, man. But yo, that would destroy my soul. Like technically, One Piece never happened. It is a fiction story. It's a fictional story. I get that. But just seeing that, I don't know. I don't know, man. Chief said, thank you for the content, bro. Best One Piece theorist on the net, no doubt. Thank you, King. Salute to you, Chief. I greatly appreciate the words. Chief, I'm sorry we haven't been too consistent with the videos. I only want to put out theories that I could truly back. I want to put out videos and content and theories that I'm proud of. I don't want to force content. But we'll be back. We will be back eventually. We got Jabriel in the chat, my brother in Christ. Jabriel, I'm glad to see you. Jabriel, how you doing, bro? I hope you've been staying in the word. Jabriel, I hope you've been staying in the word, my brother in Christ, brethren. So you're saying that One Piece is a tale that Usopp dreams, like Alice in Wonderland, who read a book and fell asleep on a tree. I guess. It's not necessarily because I want that to be the case. It's again just because when I read the narrator and I see how they're kind of talking about the events, I keep getting this vibe that like One Piece is a story that's in a different story. You know? You need to do more spaces on X. Oh yeah, chat. Who was there for that space I had the other day? Shout out to Ian Malcolm. Shout out to Ian Malcolm. I know I saw shout out to Mooney. He was in the space. I guess Jabriel, you were there. Guys, we were in the if you guys are in my Discord server, I was pinging in my news channel about it. I had a Twitter space with Ian Malcolm on Twitter, and we were talking about depopulation. And we were cooking heavy in that stream, man. Or in that, I guess it's a stream, but in that Twitter space. Enlightening the youth, enlightening the world on the effects and the roots of depopulation, because chat, they want to eradicate your bloodline and your lifeline. Do you like Rumble or Twitter? Yeah, I use both. I think Twitter, in my opinion, Twitter is the best social media network because YouTube has way too much restrictions on speech. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, definitely TikTok. All sites are terrible with free speech except Twitter. Twitter, for the most part, is decent. It's pretty good with free speech. And that's why Twitter is so amazing, right? Look at the websites that that have as much open free speech as possible, and look at where they lean. And then look at the sites where speech is limited and restricted, and look at where they lean. 4chan, by the way, don't use 4chan. I don't use it anymore. It's extremely degenerate. 4chan has free speech. You can say whatever you want on 4chan, and it leans right. Reddit is the furthest thing from free speech, and it leans left. Twitter has free speech, and it leans right. TikTok they banned my account. They limit free speech, and it leans left. Look, Reddit is the worst website in the history of the internet. It is the worst website, and I don't even want to get into that conversation because we're going to be here all day. But that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. We need long videos on Rumble. Hey, you know what I was thinking, Simon? Imagine if I streamed like these One Piece streams and maybe even did videos on Rumble, like One Piece content on Rumble, that is just super unfiltered, because YouTube is just bad with the free speech, man. I already had YouTube take down like 2 of my videos. Who do you think the guy is at the... Oh, let's continue. Yeah, one more point, guys. Let's get to the last point of the spoilers. On the final page, there's a silhouette walking through the woods of Elbaf. Guys, is this the same silhouette that we saw a few chapters ago sitting on the edge of Elbaf? Guys, what chapter is that? I know the boy Greg knows. Greg is a One Piece encyclopedia. Greg, you are a One Piece encyclopedia. What chapter was it when there was that guy, the silhouette, sitting on the shore of Elbaf like 10 chapters ago? What chapter was that? WTF is Rumble. Rumble is a website. It's very, very, very similar to YouTube, but it has far more free speech. Rumble is amazing. If you guys ever want to learn about the world, you guys want to break out of the matrix, you guys want to break out of your conditioning, break out of your brainwashing, take the red pill. If you guys want to awaken, go to Rumble. There's infinite documentaries on Rumble where you could learn things that YouTube censors. That's a big reason that I awakened. I was watching Rumble documentaries and Twitter documentaries every day for months, and that I awakened. I learned I learned what is true and what is false in this world, because the people who own the media are the same people that push LGBTQ, and the people that push LGBTQ are the ones that created Hollywood, and the ones that created Hollywood are pushing this so-called DEI diversity, and the ones that are pushing that push abortion, and the ones, it's all the same people, and they all push these things for a reason, but you're conditioned to not understand and know that reason. You're told something is good and you're tricked as to why it's good, basically. Greg said 11:24. Okay, so my bet, shout out to Greg. Thank you, Greg. My bet is that the guy at the end of the spoilers is the same guy sitting on the shore. This guy. On the final page, there's a silhouette walking through the woods of Elbath. I think it's whoever this guy is. I think it's this guy. Now, we could talk about, oh, it's Shiki. Oh, it's whoever. I can't really say who it is. I can't really say who it is, but I would probably bet again that the guy at the end of the spoilers walking through the woods is this same person. That's what I would say, Chad. What do you think? Let me cook, Chad. Let me cook.
Let him cook now.
It's the guy that was with Crocus. Yeah, I think the guy with Crocus is Shiki, because in the official coloring, the guy had blonde hair, right? Didn't he also wear the same kind of shoes as Shiki? To me, it's like 99% true that the guy with Crocus is Shiki. When you look at the official coloring. Look at the official coloring of the man who sat with Crocus. It's Shiki, dude. And people, the only rebuttal that people will make is they will say, why would Shiki meet up with Crocus? Why would they meet up and drink alcohol? That doesn't make any sense. Weren't Shiki and Crocus like enemies at one point in time? That's like saying, why did Whitebeard and Shanks meet up and drink alcohol? Right? Wouldn't that be the same thing? Right? Remember pre-time skip? Shanks and Whitebeard met. They drunk sake together. These guys are like retired, bro. Shiki's probably like a retired guy kind of doing his own little side projects. Crocus is largely retired. They're meeting together for old time's sake. What about Roger and Whitebeard? Remember when they sat down together and they had a drink together? But wait, aren't Roger and Whitebeard supposed to be enemies? So that logic that, oh, Shiki wouldn't meet with Crocus, it doesn't make any sense when you think about it. When you pull out the microscope, it doesn't make any sense. Did Crocus remove the piece of the ship's wheel? What chapter was it, guys? What chapter was it where we see Crocus with Shiki? Supposed Shiki. Does anyone know what chapter number that was? Let me see. I might have the picture saved. I don't have it. Does anyone know what I think it was a chapter cover. I'm pretty sure it was the cover of a chapter. The guy was sitting with Crocus. 631. Shout out to Jordan. Let me see. What's the website with the colored manga? Digital Scans, right? That's the website, Digital Scans. What's the website with the colored manga? What's it called? Chat, does anyone know what the website is for colored One Piece manga? It has the official coloring. It's Mangasea. Yeah, Mangasea. Okay, let's go to Mangasea. Let's go to One Piece, and then we're gonna click digital colored comics. We're gonna go to a random chapter, and you said it's chapter 631. This is the official coloring. So this guy, whoever it is, has blonde hair. I guess that is interesting, because if this was Shiki, wouldn't he have the wheel on his head? Wait, Oakley makes a good point, chat. Oakley makes a good point, because wouldn't he, unless the wheel on his head is under the hat? That's actually a good point. The wheel on his head, is it hidden because of the hat? What do you guys think? If this is Shiki, do you think the hat is sitting on the wheel? Or is that a reach? What do you guys think, chat? What do you guys think? Is the hat sitting on the wheel? Or no? It's that cat from Wano. Are you talking about Neko Mamushi? Shout out to Oakley for being so observant. Oakley, this never crossed my mind. I'm not gonna lie. The wheel on his head, because the wheel on his head is pretty tall. I don't know. That's actually hard to gauge, chat. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of difficult to gauge. I guess it depends on how high the wheel is sticking up from his scalp. Because then you would kind of see the wheel. Huh, that's actually interesting. I kind of feel like they wouldn't remove the wheel. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they would, like Shiki will always have the wheel in his head. I feel like he'll always have the wheel. So the question to me is the wheel covered here because of the hat? It's Brooks' first captain? Nah, dudes, that guy's dead. What's his name again? Brooks' captain? That guy's dead, bro. How many characters with blonde hair? A lot of them. But here's the thing. A lot of them make no sense to meet with Crocus. So even if they have blonde hair, it wouldn't make sense for them to meet with Crocus. Was the wheel in his canon design? Yeah, it was a canon event. Because in One Piece Volume 0, when he was fighting, he fought Roger and Ed Ward. That's how he got the wheel. It's canon. Okay, so there's something called One Piece Volume 0. Chat, it's not a volume, it's a chapter, and it's canon. It's official. It pretty much shows the events of pre-modern day One Piece. This is canon. They also call it Strong World. See? It's called, a lot of people online, it's called they call it Volume 0, and they also call it Strong World. So these are official, right? And in Volume 0, it's when Roger fought Shiki. And that's how he got the ship wheel in his head. Let me see. Yeah, so right here. You see it right here? You see what this panel says, chat? Right here? And then you can see over up here, they ask Shiki about the wheel in his head. We're like right down here, they talk about the accident. And then right here, they talk about the wheel on his head. It's in Volume 0. But yeah, to me, the question is, do we not, if this is Shiki, do we not see the wheel because of the hat? If not, maybe it's not Shiki. Fate saved Roger from Shiki? Yeah, because there was the whole storm. Yeah, you're right, Jordan. Does it come with any of the box sets? Yeah, it comes with box set. It comes with One Piece box set 2. So all of the One Piece box sets, they come with little pamphlets and posters. They come with like one book and one poster. So like with box set 3, it's the whole cover story of Jinbei with a poster. And then I think box set 4 is the One Piece Dragon Ball cross. What do you call it? The collab. It's like the chapter of it. The box sets are really awesome. If you guys ever have an opportunity to get the box sets, get them. But I would suggest don't buy the box sets, the One Piece box sets or the manga. Do not buy it on Amazon because they've drawn up the price times 10. They're way too expensive on Amazon because the quantity is low and the what do you call it? The when you want something, well, what's the word, chat? All these English is not coming to my mind today. People really want the box sets, but there's not that many out there. So what? How do you word that? That's why on Amazon it's expensive. If you guys want to buy the demand, thank you, Eric. Exactly. The demand on Amazon, the demand for the box sets is super high, but there's like none floating around. So if you guys want to buy the box sets, buy them off eBay. Amuni, how you doing, bro? Hey, Amuni, thank you for being at that space the other day where we talked about depopulation. It was really fun. I learned a lot. Shout out to that girl that was in the Twitter space. Her name was Mads. She apparently she's a PT. She's a personal trainer. She was throwing out all the sauce for everybody. We got the boy Lucas. What's good, Lucas? How you doing? I wish Robin would collaborate with my Dragon Balls.
Oh my god, bro.
I have the most thirsty stream chat of all time. Do you think Roger would have won if there was no storm? What's good, Max? You know, that type of question is really tricky because I think the intent of Oda, because look, when we have these questions, a lot of time it's in the context of power scaling, right? Because in this context, you're asking would Roger have beat Shiki? So here's the thing, right? There's two different roads that you can go down, because road number one is intent and road number two is like straight logic and power scaling. So with road number one, if the storm never happened, you could argue that Roger would still have beaten Shiki because the intent of the storm by Oda was to have Roger beat Shiki. So if there was no storm, you could argue that Oda would have did something else to have Roger beat Shiki, right? So that's the intent. That's the road of intent. Obviously, the reason that the storm happened was so Roger would beat Shiki because Oda needed Roger to beat Shiki for the plot line. But then the second road you can go down is the road of like logic, right? If you think like, okay, put all the intent to the side. Let's not talk about that Oda needed Roger to beat Shiki. Let's just talk straight facts, straight power scaling. Would Roger have beaten Shiki? That's hard for me to say. I don't know. I'm not sure, man. What do you guys think, chat? Do you think if the Storm and Ed War never took place and it was just a straight fight between Shiki and Roger, would Roger have won? What do you guys think, chat? I don't know. No, that was Prime Roger. Yeah, that would have been Prime Roger. Wait, how, chat? What was the difference in time between Ed War and Roger getting executed? I guess it would have been very close to Roger becoming the Pirate King. So yeah, I guess he was in Prime. Yeah, because Roger died. Yeah, Roger captured. Yeah, so the 2 years later, Roger and his pirates would finally conquer the Grand Line with Impossible and become the... Okay, so it was 2 years after Ed War. 2 years after Ed War is when Roger became the Pirate King. So that makes it even trickier then. Because that means, again, from the fight of Ed War, which was Roger versus Shiki, it wasn't until 2 more years that Roger became the Pirate King. So you could make an argument that Roger wasn't in his prime until for another 2 years. I don't know, man. This is really tricky. I don't know. Whoever Oda wants to win wins. Yeah, pretty much. I got Roger extremely high diff. What's good, L? What's good, bro? How you doing, L? We got Javi Sosa. What's good, brother? Do you think that One Piece is a Pandora's box or Aladdin's lamp? And when the user has it in his hands, it makes him go crazy and uncontrollable. That would be when you say Aladdin's lamp, are you talking about like the genie? Or is that not what you're talking about? Because you just gave me an idea. What if like the One Piece is a treasure where like it grants you a wish? That's why you could take over. Didn't they say that the One Piece in a way was a weapon? So if the One Piece was like, I don't know what it would be like, what it would be exactly, whether it's like a book and you write it and it comes true, or it's like a genie bottle, whatever it is. It would be something that like grants your wish, it grants your desire. You tell it, you ask it, you write, whatever. You desire a wish and it grants your wish. Wouldn't that align with the idea that One Piece, having the One Piece would let you take over the world? Ah, that's a wild theory, bro.
Let
Because
him cook now.
Johan, you know I've always said that the One Piece, in my mind, the One Piece is probably a statue of Luffy or Nika. The One Piece is a statue of Nika, the sun god. And we've spoken on that many different streams. I don't want to go into it again. But the idea that, again, the One Piece is like an item, a box, a book, whatever. It's an item that grants a wish. That's wild, dude. That's like One Piece. That is One Piece-esque. That the grand treasure of the whole story is this item that grants your wish. It grants your desire. And whoever has the One Piece can take over the world because it grants their wish. Then why was Roger laughing? Okay, we've spoken on this a few times. Look, even before I'll pull up the manga, I'll explain it to you. Okay? Guys, I want you to focus. I need everyone in this chat to drop an 07. Drop a salute in this chat if you will be listening and paying attention. Guys, it is class time. I am your teacher. I am your tutor. You submit to me. Okay? We're going to have study time. One Piece study time, okay? I need everyone watching the stream to like the stream. And I need you guys to drop an 07 if you're ready to learn, okay? Because this is probably one of the most misconstrued things in the entire story. Why did Roger laugh at Laughtail? Okay? We need to talk about this. It's getting to the level of slight irritation because they tell you why he laughs. And people continuously, whether they make a theory or they ask the question or they talk about it, they twist it out of context. So chat, we're going to talk about why did Roger laugh at Laughtail? Okay? Before we even get into it, I need to make it clear. Roger did not laugh at the One Piece per se. Okay? Roger did not necessarily laugh at the One Piece. Okay? What do I mean by that? Let's go to the manga. I think it was chapter 968 when Roger was on Laughtail, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so this was right after, so it's going to be 967. Close enough. Let's go back and talk about why Roger laughed, okay? Okay. Okay? So Roger's pirate crew has finally done it. Roger completed a full circumnavigation of the globe. He's the first ever. At last, someone has conquered the sea. He's the king of the sea, the king of the pirates. On that day, we learned the entire truth of the world. You hear that, chat? Pay attention, guys. Pay attention. And on that day, we learned the entire truth of the world. What the 100-year void is. What the people of the D are. What the ancient weapons are. In the past, Wano was open to the world. And in the face of that vast treasure, which was very real indeed, Roger laughed. And so did we all. We laughed until tears sprang to our eyes. Oh, Joy Boy, I wish I'd been born in your time. This is quite a treasure you've left behind. A tale full of laughs. Do you guys understand it now? He's laughing. Oh, Joy Boy, I wish I'd been born in your time. This is quite a treasure you've left behind. A tale full of laughs. Roger is laughing at a story. He's laughing at a comedy story. He's laughing at a tale full of laughs. And this is one of the most misconstrued moments of the whole story. I see so many people make theories and then they get to this part and they completely butcher it. Roger is laughing at a tale. And moreover, just look at the previous page we just read, guys. Look at the previous page. And on that day, we learned the entire truth of the world. What the Void Century was. What the people of the D are. What the ancient weapons are. He hears the story and he laughs at the tale full of laughs. And this makes even more sense when you think about Skypiea. When Skypiea ended, Robin went to the Golden Poneglyph, right? Remember Skypiea ended? She went to the Golden Poneglyph. What did Robin say? This is a Golden Poneglyph written by Goldie Roger. You guys remember that? The Gold Poneglyph? Robin said that the document has been delivered to its place. When you follow along through Roger's flashback, right? This thing that we're reading, when she says the document, she's referring to the real Poneglyph. The real Poneglyph is the history of the world. It's a Poneglyph that tells the whole history. That's what the real Poneglyph is. This is not a theory, this is canon. The real Poneglyph, aka Real, however you want to pronounce it, is a document of the history of the world. So it makes sense that when Roger got to Laugh-Tale, he delivered it there because he delivered it to his destination. Therefore, when you read Skypiea in context and you look at Robin's dialogue, when it says the document has been delivered to its destination, what she's actually saying is Roger delivered the real Poneglyph to Laugh-Tale. That's basically what she's saying. So now, doesn't that make sense in context, guys? Doesn't that make sense? Roger delivered the real Poneglyph to Laugh-Tale. Now he's on Laugh-Tale. And on that day, by delivering the real Poneglyph, he learned the truth of the world. He learned what the Void Century was. He learned what the D people are. He learned what the ancient weapons are. He learned about Wano. And he laughed at a tale full of laughs. Does this make sense now, chat? Roger is laughing at a story. He's laughing at a tale. And here's the important thing. Okay, this is the important thing, chat. I want you to pay attention. This is the key important thing. It says here, this is quite a treasure you've left behind. If there was multiple, imagine, chat, you had a box of, imagine you had a box of jewels, right? Can you guys picture that? Imagine you had a box, you had a treasure chest. There were sapphires, there were emeralds, there was gold, there were, there was silver, a treasure chest, chains, necklaces, watches. Would you call that a treasure, chat? Would you call that a treasure? Because wait, how can it, why would you say it's a treasure though? Because there's gold, there's silver, there's sapphires, there's emeralds. Why would you call that a treasure? Because you can refer to multiple things as a treasure. So if the One Piece was an item, and that item was sitting next to the real Poneglyph, you can look at it and be like, yeah, that's a treasure. Maybe because they are multiple items that go hand in hand with each other. So the One Piece could be an item that doesn't really work without the real Poneglyph, but when you have the One Piece and the real Poneglyph, it works. You can't have one and not the other. You need both. And then when you have them both, it's two items that make up one thing. So that could be why Roger said this is quite a treasure you've left behind. So why does that matter? Why does it matter that I would be saying, because you guys are probably like, yeah, I get it, Evil, I get it. You don't have to explain it to me. Like multiple things could be one treasure. Why does that matter? It matters because then that means that the One Piece doesn't have to be a story. Do you guys get it? The One Piece doesn't have to be a story because if the One Piece was an item that only makes sense in the context of the real Poneglyph, that would mean that the One Piece plus the Poneglyph combined is two items that make up one thing. Two things that make up one thing. So that's why he would say, this is quite a treasure you've left behind, a tale full of laughs. So he was laughing at one side of it, which was the tale, the full story of the world, the real Poneglyph. Meanwhile, he wasn't necessarily laughing at the One Piece when we think of a specific one item. You guys get what I'm saying? So I hope this clears up all the confusion. I hope this makes a lot more sense. Roger was laughing at a story. He literally says a tale full of laughs. Previous to this page, he literally talks about how he learned the truth. We know that back in Skypiea, they talked about how he delivered the document to the destination. She's clearly referring to Roger delivering the real poneglyph to Laughtail. Does this make sense now, chat? Does this make sense? So now if you guys use this, because this is all based on the story, this is based on facts, right? If you guys use this to your advantage, you can make a theory that's accurate. Because I know you guys want to make theories that are accurate. You guys want to make theories that have a high probability of being true and being correct. Well, if you want to make a theory that can come true, you have to base your theory on facts. You have to base your theory on the story, right? And this is what the story is telling us. He's laughing at a tale full of laughs, but that doesn't have to mean that the One Piece, when we say the One Piece, what is the One Piece? This doesn't have to mean that the One Piece is a tale full of laughs. Rosetta Stone. Everything that will happen has already happened, including all the stories about Luffy doing wacky stuff in Gear 5, maybe Roger and the others laugh. Yeah, because here's the thing, right? We, Oakley, you know, we talk about the Bible a lot in the stream. You know, we talk about God, Jesus. And we know that we talk about how One Piece is largely based on Christianity. I'm not saying that One Piece is only based on Christianity. That's not what I'm saying. I literally made so many videos talking about how One Piece is based on Hinduism. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that simultaneously, One Piece is based on Christianity. And when you look at stuff like Isaiah, right? Isaiah was a prophet, the book of Isaiah in the Bible. You can see that there's countless prophecies, right? And that makes sense when you look in the context of One Piece, because there's prophecies in One Piece. There's literally prophecies about Joy Boy's return. There's prophecies about Nika. Look at the prophecy of the two sovereign. Remember with the fishmen and like the was it the whales? The sea creatures, whatever they were exactly. Remember how they were talking about the two sovereign, they will meet? Remember that? There's prophecies all throughout One Piece. And that's because, yes, it's within Oda's style, it's a manga, but at the same time, it's based off Christianity. So if the One Piece, or at least the Rio Poneglyph on Laughtail, foretold things that were going to happen, if on Laughtail you learn about what Luffy's going to do in the future, that's called a prophecy. And a prophecy on Laughtail makes complete sense. It's consistent with One Piece as a whole. So yes, I 100% believe, even if that's not the important thing, let's just say, yes, fine, Laughtail's going to have prophecies about Luffy. On Laughtail, Roger learned about Luffy. It foretold the future. That doesn't have to be the most important thing about the One Piece. That doesn't have to be the most core thing, the most top important thing with the most notoriety on Laughtail. It could just be an aspect of the One Piece. It could be an aspect of Laughtail. Because again, prophecies, Laughtail telling prophecies about Luffy is consistent with the One Piece story. Don't forget, Oden made a 20-year prophecy on young pirates freeing Wano. Exactly. Shout out to Young Smokey. Exactly. So the idea of prophecies in One Piece is consistent. It's consistent. And here's the thing. Chat, here's another thing that we could throw on top. Chat, wouldn't you agree? Yes or no? Put a 1 in chat if you say yes. Put a 2 in chat if you say no. Would you say that Joy Boy is a title? Answer, chat. Answer the question. 1 for yes, 2 for no. Would you guys say that Joy Boy is a title? Would you say that? Because if you do say yes, and you believe that Joy Boy is a title, then it makes sense that Roger would say Joy Boy. Because there's a person in the distant past that we call Joy Boy. But wait a second, we know that Luffy is Joy Boy. They call this guy in the past Joy Boy because we don't know his name. That's his title. So they just call him by his title. Just like how when characters call Luffy Mugiwara, right? Some characters, they don't call Luffy Luffy. Some characters call him Mugiwara, right? But his name's Luffy, right? Because because Mugiwara is a title. It's a motif, right? It's a title. So there's gonna be this guy in the distant past that characters call Joy Boy, but that doesn't have to be his name. Just like how characters call Luffy Mugiwara, but that's not his name. His name's Luffy. So Joy Boy seems to be a title because clearly Luffy is Joy Boy, right? If you can basically, let's go back to the beginning. If you concede and you say, okay, fine, Luffy is Joy Boy, then you have to concede that Joy Boy is a title. So if Joy Boy is a title, then it makes sense that Roger specifically said, Joy Boy, I wish I'd been born in your time, because there was a guy back then named Joy Boy and it's a title, and now Joy Boy in the future is Luffy. So I wish I'd been born in your time. You guys get why that's like a double entendre? That's literally layers on layers on layers of information. That is some crazy intellect that Oda is writing down, that Oda is crystallizing. I think now that we're actually talking about this gives me a whole new understanding of this chapter. Like, this conversation is giving me a whole new understanding, because if he's saying, oh, Joy Boy, and Joy Boy is a title, but then we called this guy in the distant past, which, by the way, I think there was a guy in the distant past, his name was Davy Jones, but his nickname was was Joy Boy. That's what I think it is. There was a man in the Void Century. He was a great big man, and his name was Davy Jones. But when people looked at him, they called him Joy Boy. Just like how some people look at Luffy and they call him Mugiwara, right? So I think that there was this guy named Davy Jones. He was a legend. He was the original pirate. Davy Jones, the original pirate, because we know that Joy Boy was what? What was Joy Boy? The first pirate. So wouldn't the first pirate be named Davy Jones? That's perfectly consistent, at least in my opinion. So anyways, getting back on topic, his name's Davy Jones, but his nickname, his title is Joy Boy, that Luffy adopted. So now when you look at this panel and you see how Roger is saying, oh, Joy Boy, I wish I'd been born in your time, that is some high intellect from Oda, bro. Because been born in your time, because Davy Jones existed in the past, but also Davy Jones, the title of Joy Boy, is existing in the future, past when Roger is saying this. This is literally like if what I'm saying is logically sound, if what I'm saying is true and it lines up, this is just some high level, this is just crazy high level stuff. Exactly, Oakley. It's a nickname or title. And when we see, this is why we have to speak precisely, because sometimes we could be talking about One Piece and we could be like, oh yeah, Joy Boy is a legend. But then you have to say, what do you mean by Joy Boy though? Because there was a guy in the past who we call Joy Boy, but we know Luffy is Joy Boy. If there is a guy in the past that we call Joy Boy and Luffy is Joy Boy, then that insinuates Joy Boy is a title. And we don't call the original guy in the past his name, we call him by his title. And someone said earlier in the chat, I didn't read it out, but someone in the chat said, just like Christ. Exactly. Because Christ is another word for Messiah. Christ is a title, right? It's not necessarily a name, it's a title. Shout out to whoever that was. You know who you are. Was good, Lust. It is related to ancient Egypt and Japan because there are similarities between the hieroglyphs, the kanji, and the sun god Amaterasu and Ra. Yeah, I mean, when you look at the poneglyphs, it does seem fairly not obvious, but it does point you into the direction of hieroglyphics, you know? Like, I do see that. But at the same time, you have to be careful because a lot of ancient languages look exactly like the poneglyph writing, you know? Even like old writings from Judaism, some of them, especially like on sigils, they look like poneglyph writings. And I'll give you guys an example. If you guys don't believe me, I'm talking at 1,000,000 miles an hour. If you guys don't believe me, I'll show you. I'll show you. Okay. So you guys remember this? There's writing on the edges. This is kind of blurry because I think this was from the OP scans. It's not from the official. But there's writing on like the edges of the circle right here where it's white. There's writing, right? And if you guys look at the Star of Remphan, I mean the Star of David, you can see it's beyond similar, right? You have the writing on the sides, just like how there's writing on the sides of the Gorosei circle, and then it's a star, right? You get the point. And I also wanted to point out, do you guys remember the star that's in the room of the Gorosei? You guys remember the star? Like if you look on the wall of the room of authority, how they have like that symbol there? This right here, this right here. You guys remember this? This is extremely similar to the Gorosei stars. And I think it's also similar to this right here. This is a better example. Yeah, let's use this one, chat. This one right here. Look. Is this not similar? You see the square? You see the star? You see the circle? And keep in mind, this island, this panel on the left is from Brooks' time skip. I keep Kamakura Island. I think it's Kamakura or Namakura. It's from Namakura Island, where Brooks spent his time skip, where they worshipped the devil. These guys have the same symbol, the same kind of, you know, symbol as the Room of Authority. It's the same thing. But I actually want to pull this back up. Wait a second. So we have a star. You guys see the star here? How there's a star in the middle? 1, 2. How many points? However many points. But you see the writing? Look at the writing around the circle. You guys see the writing? Look at the writing. Wait a second. Whoa. Whoa. But yeah, to me, it seems fairly clear that the Gorosei, they worship the devil. They like to do witchcraft, talk to spirits, runes. Great, now I have that old stupid joke stuck in my head. Rah, rah, eat me raw. I don't know what that is. What if Luffy does a time travel and is the single Joy Boy all along? Remember the robot's reaction to Luffy and Egghead. You know, me myself, this is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. I'm not a fan of time travel. I don't like time travel because anytime a book or a movie introduces time travel, the story is too confusing. It's too confusing with time travel. And I think actually, wasn't there a time where Oda spoke on this? That he didn't really want to use time travel too much because then that adds problems to the story. It creates confusion because then you end up having conversations like, wait, so was it Luffy the whole time? When did he actually change? Which version of Luffy are we talking about? Like it adds too much complexity to One Piece. And I know, shout out to Simon. I know that One Piece does have time travel for Toki, but that's because Toki went into the future. That's not because if she went into the past. And maybe I misinterpreted you. Maybe you weren't saying that Luffy was going in the past. Maybe that's not what you said. So you could just ignore what I was saying. But I don't think that Luffy or any character would really go into the past. I think that adds too much complexity. You end up having multiple timelines, and that's, to me, that's just too much. That's just too much. Guys, make sure you like the stream. Do you like the theory that Sabo is the opposite of Joy Boy and his name is Sad Boy because A said Sabo's name is Sad Debo, and if you add Y it's Sad Boy? Do you like my theory? It took you 4 hours. It took you 4 hours. You know what's funny is if you guys remember the chapter we got where they called Sabo Sadibo, it's so crazy because before we even got the spoilers, way before, days before we even got the spoilers, there was a lot of talk about Sad Boy. To me, it's so crazy. And no, I didn't see anyone point that out. A lot of One Piece fans, especially on Twitter, were talking about Sabo being a D, and that would be Sadibo. That'd be like Sad Boy, right? And then right after everyone's talking about that, Oda drops a chapter, and in the chapter they literally call Sabo Sadibo, and I thought that was wild. Like, it had me thinking, like, do Oda's editors go on Twitter? Like, are Oda's editors on social media looking at what the fans are saying, trying to incorporate things when they can? Like, I don't think it would literally be Oda himself, because Oda's too busy. It'd probably be like his editors, his team. Like, Oda has a team of people. They probably go on social media. They're looking at all these theories. They're looking at all these posts. They're looking at what the community is saying, and they're just going to Oda and they're relaying information. And Oda adds and changes things when it's fit. You know, like, that to me seems plausible. I don't think Oda himself is on YouTube all day, on Twitter all day, on Facebook all day. Bro's busy with his own family, his own life, writing the story out, all the work he has to do. I don't think he has time to go on every social media network. So if he was getting inspiration from the community, it's probably because of Oda's team, like his editors. Maybe he has people that are like online, like you work for Oda and you're just online all day looking at what the community says. You write down the biggest notes for Oda. I thought it was Sad Lad, Joy Boy and Sad Lad. Nah, Lucas, it was always Joy Boy and Sad Boy. And you know, for a long time before the whole Sabo situation, when they called Sabo Sadibo, a lot of people thought Emu would be Sad Boy. They thought Luffy would be Joy Boy and Emu would be Sad Boy. And then that makes sense when you think about Emu's obsession with Lily and Vivi, right? Doesn't that make sense? He wants Vivi. He wants Lily. He's Sadibo, or Sadaboy, I should say. Didn't Oda mention that he watches some OP tubers? Yeah, he did. So I'm not necessarily saying Oda never goes on social media. I'm not necessarily saying that. And I don't even think you're trying to attack my point. I'm just trying to clarify. I'm not necessarily saying he never touches social media network. I'm just saying I don't think he's on the internet 24/7, because he has his own family. He has his own life. He has to do the story. He has to do the storyboarding. He has so much on his plate. So he probably has like a team of people, or he has someone on his team that is online all day watching all these videos, maybe sending some videos to Oda when he has time to you know, get some connections between the community and the author. And then you also have to take in context the SBS, because the SBS is an outlet for fans to communicate with Oda, and Oda doesn't respond to every single SBS. Oda does not respond to every single SBS that's ever been sent to him. That's impossible. There would be way too many questions. So if Oda's reading all of these SBS questions, Oda's able to gauge how the community feels. Shout out to L for the 1 year. Shout out to Oda for a year. Can we get a WL? Wait, did I say Oda? Wait, did I say Oda? Did I just trip up? L. Shout out to L for the 1 year. I think my brain is a complete mess right now. Shout out to L for the 1 year, guys. Let's get a WL in chat. WL, 1 year of memberships, bro. 1 year. Thank you so much, L. You are a king. You, Smokey, you guys are like the Gorosei of this community. Thank you so much, man. And L said Ace's hat also has a smiley face and frown face on it. So yeah, that could be a double entendre, because the whole smiley face, sad face thing, that ties into like a real life thing called smile now, cry later. And people use that as like a means or a way of life. Smile now, cry later. Or laugh now, cry later. You know, a lot of people believe in that. They're like, yo, just live life to the fullest. Don't worry, don't cry, don't feel low until later. Just live right now. Smile now, laugh now, and cry later. And that kind of relates to Ace's character in a way. Sort of. You know, he kind of cried at the end when he died. He cried in Luffy's arms. But anyways, it could be a double entendre because, again, his brother Ace's own brother, Luffy, would be Joy Boy. So that would be the laugh now. That'd be the smile now. And then the ultimate antithesis to his brother, the ultimate antithesis to Luffy, would be Emu, which would be cry later, sad boy. So yeah, it could be a double entendre. Shout out to L, man. 1 year, bro. My monster trio. Young Smokey, L, and we got to figure out who the third one is. Who's gonna be the third in the monster trio? Gorosei of the community sounds like a diss. Nah, bro, come on. They are the Gorosei in the community because that means we take over the planet, man. We're taking over the planet. Bro, Oda watches you. He said he watches YouTube. He must have seen your stream before or watched your theory videos. Who knows, man? Maybe, maybe not. That makes you Emu? Yeah, I'm Emu. I'm the dark evil ruler behind the scenes. I actually have an evil ulterior motive. Behind the scenes, I'm actually an evil demon. G is up there as one of the goats. Yeah, yeah. So the monster trio would be Smokey, L, and G. That's true. That's true. It was Jonas who inspired Joy Boy because he is the one on a boat and who inspired Pinocchio. Yo, shout out to my man Jonas. Hence the name Evil. Exactly, Eric. I'm already giving you guys the hint. It's already obvious. The truth is out there. Imagine One Piece had an MMORPG game. Yeah, bro. That I always thought like that would be like the coolest thing, man. If One Piece had like an MMO where you create your One Piece character and you could choose like a starting devil fruit and you play through like a massive world. Like a world probably as big as Elden Ring, if not bigger. That'd be really cool. A One Piece MMO, and you have like certain stats. You could choose your fighting style. That'd be really sick. Rel Seas is coming out on Roblox. I think Mo was telling me about that for Asti. I think he even showed me a video. There's like this what do you call it? A game that comes out on Roblox, or is it a server? I don't know how you would say it, but there's this game coming out on Roblox that is basically One Piece. It's basically One Piece in Roblox. It looked sick. I'm not gonna lie, but I've never played Roblox in my life. You know, like I feel like I'm too old, bro. Like sure, I'll touch Minecraft. I'll play Minecraft because Minecraft is super based. But I don't know, bro. Like I feel like I'd feel weird playing Roblox. I would be feeling so weird playing Roblox. Do you think the Fountain of Youth is real? And are you talking about in real life or in One Piece? I don't think it exists in real life. I do believe eternal life exists in real life. I believe in eternal life. All you got to do is believe in Jesus Christ, that he died for your sins and he was crucified and rose on the third day. Believe in him and you can have eternal life. We also have to repent. You have to realize that nobody is a good person. We all commit sins. We are all flawed and we need God's grace. We need God's salvation. And the only way to truly get to God, to get to the Father, is through the Son. No one can get through the Father except through me. You go to Jesus Christ. He died for your sins. He died for your iniquities, as stated in Isaiah. You go to him. You say, Lord, I've done all these things wrong. List out to him all of your sins. Truly list them out. Then you move on and you ask for his forgiveness because you know what you did was wrong. And finally, you turn away from that sin. You don't repeat that sin anymore. You turn away and you walk a new life. You do those things, I'm sure Jesus with his everlasting grace will forgive you and you will earn eternal life when you pass away and leave this earth. And it just completely changes your way of life, because then it's almost like earth is a pit stop. I'm only here for a limited amount of time, bro. I'm not going to be here forever, but hopefully when I pass away, I could be with the Lord forever. The Lord who was there with me through all times, the one who gives me strength, the one who gives me courage and bravery, the one who gives me guidance, patience. So yeah, I believe in eternal life. I'm still waiting for One Piece Burning Blood 2. I don't think I've played any of the Burning Blood games. I've only played one Piece game. And I think it was Pirate Warriors. It might have been Pirate Warriors 3 or something like that. I wasn't a fan of it, bro. Like the One Piece games, bro. Chat, can we just be honest? Like most One Piece games suck. Like, especially like the ones where I think it's Pirate Warriors. I might be wrong, but I think it's Pirate Warriors. You play as like a One Piece character, and then like there's just like a big wave of fodder, and that's pretty much the game. You just fight waves of fodder. You get bored within like 30 minutes. You get bored in like 10 minutes. There needs to be a more immersive One Piece game. Could you guys imagine a One Piece MMO game where you wear VR? Imagine One Piece MMO VR. Dude, you would literally be playing that game for 12 hours straight. Arcane Watch Party, is that a show? One Piece, or most One Piece games are not great, Eddie is stating facts. Yeah, they suck. And that's what hurts. Like, we don't want them to suck, right? We want a good One Piece game. I think the best thing they could do is make an MMO. Make an MMO on PC, put it on Steam, put it on Epic Games, put it on all the major distributors and major platforms, and then give a VR feature. That would be insane, bro. That would go crazy. A One Piece MMO, you make your own character, you sail the world of One Piece, you have your own devil fruit, your own fighting style, and then on top of that, you play in VR. Bro, chat, you guys wouldn't see me for months, bro. I would be on that 24/7, bro. Come on. Tell me that wouldn't go hard. Tell me that wouldn't go hard. One Piece MMO, you make your own character, all your stats, fruit, everything, hockey, and you play it in VR. You would love Arcane. You should watch it. What is Arcane? You guys keep saying Arcane. Shout out to Amuni. Shout out to Blackstar. What is Arcane? Is that a show? Isn't that like a show with like spirits and this? What is Arcane? League of Legends? Bro, I've never played. I played League of Legends maybe for 30 minutes of my life. It's just, bro, I can't get into it. I just can't do it. What do you call that? The MOBAs? I just can't get into MOBAs. And I know it's extremely toxic. What is your favorite game? My favorite game always changes. But right now, my favorite game is Minecraft. Me and my girlfriend play Minecraft. It's been a blast. You'll like Dan? Yeah, I've been watching Dan. I'm on like episode 7 or 8 or something like that. I've been watching Dan. Dan is fire. Chat, you guys know we talked about that a little bit. You got the main character that's a girl. She believes in ghosts and spirits. You have the main character that's a boy that believes in aliens and UFOs. And their worlds cross. Dan is a fire show. And the art style of Dan is sick. I really like the art style. The animation is really good. League of Legends players don't wash. Minecraft with the new updates is fun. It is. There's so much content, man. Like Minecraft is a game, bro. There's just so much. There's constant things to do and build. There's so many biomes. You want to make an iron farm, a gold farm, a villager trading hall. You want to make farm for your crops, sugarcane farm. There's just so much, because Minecraft, in my opinion, is the greatest sandbox game of all time. Minecraft and Gary's Mod. I don't know if anyone here has played Gmod before, but honestly, Minecraft and Gmod, Gary's Mod, those are the best sandbox games ever. The One Piece is Okarune's third ball. Oh man, Oakley, that's foul, bro. Let's play Mine, bro. Let's play Mine. Are you saying let's play Minecraft? You trying to play Minecraft? I was playing Skyblock on Hypixel. I haven't played it in a long while at this point. I was playing that Skyblock. Me and my girl, we were playing it together. We have like 2 million gold in the Skyblock bank. Skyblock on Hypixel is like the craziest server, dude. To anyone that hasn't played it before, if you like playing Minecraft, go on the server called Hypixel. They have a mode on there called Skyblock. It is insane. It is literally like an MMO. It is insane how much stuff is in one server on one game mode. Rocket League, I've played so much Rocket League in my life, dude. Jody South, welcome into the stream, bro. I'm glad to see you, Joe. Rocket League is one of those games, I'll play it hardcore for a month, leave it for 11 months, play it hardcore for a month, leave it for 11 months. Just that cycle. That's Rocket League for me. I play it constantly until I'm burnt out and I hate the game. I abandon it for like a year and then I come back and play it hardcore. I've been playing Rocket League since 2015. I haven't played Minecraft since I played it with my nephew. Man, dude, Minecraft is a great game, man. It's just a great game. It's cozy. And Notch is based. The man who made Minecraft, Notch, he is based, bro. Like his opinions on the world and how he sees certain groups of people, he's based, bro. I'm too old for your hip young games. Hand-eye coordination has gone to crap. Ah, man, Oakley, you're like the uncle, you're like the father of the stream. You're looking at all us youngins thinking like, "Ah, man, I remember when I was your age." No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Oakley. COD, dude, I can't play COD anymore, man. I was playing COD when I was like 8 years old until I was like 17. I played so much COD in my life. All I'm gonna say, look, this is funny how this became like a video game stream. Look, bro, all I'm gonna say is that the original Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360 and the PS3, that game, the original Modern Warfare 2, is the best COD, and it will always be the best COD. I don't care what anyone says. The best sniper on any Call of Duty is the intervention from the original Modern Warfare 2. Greatest, it looks perfect. The camos for the intervention is perfect. The sound of the intervention when you shoot, like, there is no game like Modern Warfare 2 on the Xbox 360 and PS3. Hands down. I don't want to hear it. I already know people are going to go in chat be like, "No, Evil. No, Eddie. Black Ops 2 is the best." No, sir. No, sir. Modern Warfare 2 is the best COD. BL2 did not surpass. Bro, you see, you just weren't there for those days, man. The golden age of Modern Warfare 2, where you'd be playing domination, you'd be playing team deathmatch, the game would end, and then all the mics would kick on, and people would call you every slur in the book. They would talk about your mom. Ah, bro, those were the good days. When the voice chat in Modern Warfare 2 was unhinged, people were screaming at each other. You hear babies crying in the background. You got the people in Modern Warfare 2 running around with the noob tube, one-man army. They shoot the noob tubes, then the one-man army to the class again, noob tube, noob tube. The search and destroy days where you would trick shot in the last kill. Ah, man, there's no game like the original Modern Warfare 2. The AC-130, the chopper gunner, the nuke. The first COD to have a nuke was Modern Warfare 2. Who remembers being like 12 years old playing Modern Warfare 2 trying to get a nuke? Come on, bro. Come on, Greg. All you got to do is just get the 7 kill streak. Get the kill streak of 7 to get the Harrier. Get a 7 kill streak to get the Harrier. The Harrier is going to help carry you to the chopper gunner, and the chopper gunner is going to help carry you to the nuke. Come on, those were the days, bro. You had the custom, you had the title, you had the emblems. Modern Warfare 2 had like the best prestige icons. Ah, man, the best maps. Afghan, Terminal. Man, the original MW2 is the best COD. It is the best. Nuke with knife with, dude, you remember people would run around with the tactical knife Commando? Dude, someone would literally be like 50 yards from you and they would use Commando and lunge like 50 yards. The amount of rage I would have on people knifing you with Commando. I was calling people almost every slur in the book, bro. Not slur, but every insult in the book. You'd think like, oh, I'm the one playing with skill because I'm running around with a silenced UMP and you're over here knifing people. You're so garbage, bro. You're using a knife in Commando. What's my favorite map on MW2? Oh, bro. Terminal might have to be the one of the best. Hold on, let me look up MW2 maps just so I can refresh my mind. Afghan was pretty cool. Where's the original one? Yeah, right here. Oh my, yo, chat. Oh my, yo. I feel like I was just thrown into the past. I feel like God just threw me into a nether portal. Oh my goodness. Derail was one of the worst maps. You remember, and like another fun thing about the original Modern Warfare 2, bro, remember how you guys would vote to skip a map? You'd be like, "Oh, bro, it's Derail. Everyone vote. Everyone vote. Vote to skip Derailed. We don't want to play. We don't want to play Derail." State was a good map. Invasion was decent. I loved Karachi. Karachi was fire. Quarry was good. You would do the trick shot off the top ladder. See, guys, I was a trick shotter. I don't know about you guys, but I was a trick shotter. I was in the trick shotting clans. I was in the trick shotting clans. I was recording and posting montages on YouTube of trick shotting. Rundown was decent. Skid Row was kind of bad. Sub Base was decent. Underpass is meh. Wasteland kind of meh. What are these other maps? Is this like Modern Warfare 3? I think these other maps are Modern Warfare 3. We got L with the 2. Thank you, bro. UMP 45 with silencer, blue tiger camo. Ah, bro. L, that was the setup. Sometimes, bro, I would swap between red tiger and blue tiger. Like, dude, like anytime I play a game that has like camos and like different colorings on your weapon, I always think back to the original Modern Warfare 2 because the blue tiger specifically on Modern Warfare 2 looks so good, and the red tiger. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Blue tiger and red tiger are some of the best designs for a weapon in video games. The blue tiger, red tiger from MW2. So yeah, L, I would use the blue tiger. Then now when I was getting bored, I would switch to the red tiger. Woo! The UMP 45, the Scar. Oh man. I remember in middle school, one of my friends had like a mod on his controller where you shoot really fast. What do you call it? You would put the thing on your controller and you would mod your controller so it would shoot really fast. Bro was a cheater, bro. He modded his controller so that, you know, the FAL, the FAL, the single fire assault rifle. He would use that gun with the trigger finger on his controller. Straight cheater, bro. And his name was Hassan. I remember that man. Hassan, I highly doubt you're watching the stream. Shame on you, bro. Back in middle school, I remember. I didn't forget. We were in like 7th, 8th grade. You were cheating, bro. I used to use the blue tiger all the time. Yeah, the blue tiger, man. Blue tiger, red tiger. Woo, great times, man. Sean said, me and 3 friends, pizza and soda. Man, those were the days, Sean, bro. I remember, like, you would get some good food or get some pizza and you'd play split screen. Oh, bro, me and my cousins, we would always do that. We would get some banging food. We would get some chips, maybe some pizza. Then we'd play split screen, and I would trash talk my cousin. I'd be like, okay, you're talking all that smack, but see me on Rust. 1v1 Rust. Who remembers that? Oh, you're talking trash? You're talking trash? I had more kills than you. Okay, 1v1 me Rust. Add me as a friend. Invite me, bro. Invite me to the private lobby, bro. Invite me to the PL, bro. 1v1 Rust. See me on Rust. Yo, that was like our motto as 12-year-olds. Chat, this is the most nostalgic conversation I've had in months. You ever put a piece of tape on the center of your TV for the reticle? Oh, Lucas, bro. Yes. Bro, chat, when you guys would have like the TV screens that were like glass, bro, you would literally try to go in the middle of your TV. You would put a piece of tape and you would color it so that you would know where the middle of the crosshair was. Oh man. I'll still stand by Terminal being the greatest map of all time. Dude, Terminal is an amazing map. because Terminal, not only is there enough variation to have some flavor in the map, but Terminal also has like the roof where you could trick shot. You know where the roof is? That kind of like points towards the plane. You'd be able to trick shot off the roof. Oh man. Chat, what a nostalgic conversation, dude. Oh, favela. Nah, bro. No one talked about favela. Bro, this map was so good. This map was so good. Favela was one of the best maps. There is so many spots on this map to hit a trick shot on. Oh, dude. This was one of the best maps. This has to be top 3. Minimum top 5. This has to be one of the best maps on MW2. Nah, bro. Favela was fire. L with the 2, thank you, bro. He said all world arguments should be dealt in Rust. Exactly, bro. See, L, now we got people arguing online. We got people doxing each other. We got people insulting each other, saying wild things. We got people trying to cancel each other. Bro, we need to go back to our roots. 1v1 on Rust, okay? If you're a liberal or if you're a conservative and you're sitting there debating and doxing each other, trying to cancel each other and expose each other, quit all the tomfoolery, go back to the roots, and 1v1 on Rust. High Rise is my favorite map. Oh, High Rise, bro. Yo, I remember High Rise. Remember people would go on the crane of High Rise and they would do the suicide trick shot? You would be on like the side of the map. You would go all the way to the top of the crane and you would jump off and try to hit a trick shot before you land and die. Dude, MW2 is just the best. This is the best FPS game of all time, bro. MW2. I really like Black Ops 1. I'm not gonna lie, chat. Black Ops 1, chef's kiss. Black Ops 1. Remember when, dude, Black Ops 1 was the first COD to have custom emblems. Who remembers combat training on Black Ops 1? Who remembers Nuketown? The zombies, bro. Man, I love Black Ops 1. I'm not gonna lie. I think I like Black Ops 1 more than Black Ops 2. I think Black Ops 2 is the most overrated COD. I'm not gonna lie. It's just overrated, bro. Suicide trick shot and High Rise is peak. Yeah, bro, I've hit them before. Because most of my time when I played MW2, I was a trick shotter. That was my thing. I wasn't too much into the competitive. You know, some people, they play comp and they would like, I think they would do like the headquarters mode, and then they would do like sniper only. I wasn't too deep into that. My thing was trick shotting, and you know, when the new CODs would come out, I would play the new COD until I got bored, and then I would go back to Modern Warfare 2. So I spent many years, probably have thousands and thousands of hours on Modern Warfare 2, and I loved trick shotting. So I remember when I was like 12, I was like 12 or 13, I had an HD PVR where I could record my PS3 screen on the game in HD. If you guys remember the HD PVR, you guys remember that? I had one, and I hit a suicide trick shot on High Rise. It was, okay, so imagine you're on High Rise, right? Actually, let me just pull out the picture. Look, I'm going to show you where I hit this trick shot. Actually, can I... let me see. Dude, I remember someone re-uploaded a clip that I had. Because at one time, when I was a trick shotter on Modern Warfare 2, I went by the name of Sora, and I hit a suicide trick shot on High Rise. And someone re-uploaded the clip. Ah, I wonder if I'll be able to find it, bro. Okay, it was over here. It was over here. Let me go back. It was over here. L. I was on this crane right here, and I did a suicide trick shot to fall right here into my death, and I hit a guy that was over here, and someone re-uploaded it. I wonder if I could find it. They like re-uploaded the clip. Man, I wonder if I could find it, bro. I remember like I quit trick shotting at one point, so I deleted my channel and all the videos went away. I should have never did that, bro. I deleted all my clips. I deleted all my channels. It's so stupid, bro. I should have saved them and backed them up on a drive or something. I really like the zombies on Call of Duty World at War, bro. World at War zombies is peak. That's the original zombies. The runner-up, maybe it's a little bit better, is Black Ops 3. Black Ops 3 zombies is amazing because you can play the original maps from World at War, and you could play thousands of custom zombie maps on Black Ops 3. And they have the gumballs. Bro, Black Ops 3 zombies is amazing, man. It is amazing. Man, I really want to find this. How do I sort by like old videos? Upload date? Is it upload date? Chat, how do you sort videos by upload date? World at War best multiplayer? You remember how on World at War you would call in the dogs? Remember that? You would get the kill streak for the dogs and then you have dogs running everywhere? Oh man. I don't think I'm gonna be able to find it. How about Internet Archive? Chat, is Internet Archive still down? The people who are DDoSing Internet Archive is so stupid. Or is it Wayback Machine? They were DDoSing Wayback Machine because they said it was owned by the internet or owned by the U.S. government, and the U.S. government is funding Israel, but it's not even owned by the U.S. government. Look, chat, I'm gonna show you my channel from when I was like 12. How do I find it? Enter URL www.youtube.com/sorify. I remember that was my username. Yeah. Look, 2012, chat. January 17th, 2012. Let me show you my channel from when I was like 12, bro. Oh my. Chat. Do you see the tears, chat? I'm about to start crying. Look at my channel. Look, 6 suicide trick shot. Chat. I'm on the verge. I'm on the verge of tears. This was my channel when I was like 12. I had an intro. I had a favela clip. Look, this is what my channel looked like. Sorify, people I truly love. I had my friend Deviate. Bro, YouTube was so much better. This is what the YouTube channel stream or what the YouTube channels looked like. You would be able to have your whole channel and you have your videos on the right. You'd have your profile and your description of your channel on the left. Look, I had my Skype here. There was no Discord in 2012. There was no Discord. Everyone used Skype. Look, recent clans. I had my recent clans. I was in Trauma, Zype, Swap. I had you would list out your friends here. Deviate, Strux, my friend Crisis, Ezio, Goofy. I had all the homies here. And then they had the channel comments. Oh my bro. The nostalgia is through the roof right now. The nostalgia is through the roof, but you can see it right here. 6 suicide trick shot. But I deleted the channel. I'm so stupid. I should have never deleted it. Look, 6 suicide trick shot. I hit it on high rise near the crane. Oh man. Wait, did I just close the webpage? No. We got Young Smokey with the 7 months. Young Smokey with the 7 months. Shout out to the king, bro. Thank you so much, Young Smokey. Shout out to Young Smokey. He says, have you seen the zombies now in Black Ops 6? I haven't seen it, but I heard is in the new Black Ops 6, when you play zombies, is there a way to win? I heard something about that because remember back in the day when you would play Call of Duty Zombies, there was no winning. It was about getting the highest round. But I heard now that you can win. Is that true? You could win? You could beat zombies? Is that true? They changed it? It's not about getting to the highest round anymore? YouTube.com/Sorify. Bro, 2012, chat. January 17th, 2012. Bro, 13 years, almost 13 years ago. Look, Lucas. Yo, Lucas, what if this is you, dude? Lucas, were you a trick shotter? Are we reuniting? Were you playing Kingdom Hearts at the time? Yeah, I loved Kingdom Hearts. I still love Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts 1 is one of the greatest games ever. And it has, I think Kingdom Hearts has the greatest soundtrack in terms of like an opening song in any game. When you walk away, you don't hear me say. Look, I had an intro of Sora. I had a trick shot on I don't even know, is this Rust? I had a trick shot on Terminal. Look, you can see the Terminal thumbnail right here. Let me zoom in. Look at that. Look, I had a trick shot. Oh no, this is Karachi. I had a trick shot on Karachi. I had a trick shot on Terminal. But this is before I started uploading montages, because I was doing montages. Unfortunately, Wayback Machine only has one screenshot, and it's on January 17th, 2012. I wish there was more screenshots, man, so I could show you guys what my channel looks like after this. FaZe Clan was big. Yeah, FaZe Clan was the biggest clan at the time. But the thing is, I was on PS3, so there was no way for me to join FaZe. And I was contemplating at one point, because like on PS3, like all the clans, a lot of the trick shotters on PS3, they knew me because I was like friends with a lot of people, and I would like play with other clans and stuff like that. So they all knew me. And I was always thinking, bro, should I get an Xbox? Should I get an Xbox and continue my networking and like join FaZe? But I never did. I never ended up getting an Xbox. Actually, I did get an Xbox, but I don't think I had like a Wi-Fi or something. I forgot what it was. Smokey with the 10. Thank you, bro. Simple and clean is the way you're making me feel tonight. Yo, come on, man. The original Kingdom Hearts 1, simple and clean. You see Sora dropping down into the ocean. Ah, dude, to think that they made that 20 years ago is just crazy. Timeless. You had the whack system. It wasn't that whack, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, like looking back, I do think the Xbox 360 was better than PS3. The only downside about the Xbox is that you had to pay to play online. Like, you had to have Wi-Fi, and then on top of that, you had to have the Xbox subscription, Xbox Live. But I mean, it was cool because on Xbox 360 you could send voice messages, you could pay to change your username. Because I don't know if you guys remember, on PS3, if you wanted to change your username on PS3 when you played a game, if you wanted to change your username, you had to make a whole new PS3 account, and then you'd have to go on the new account and add all your friends. It was terrible. FaZe Evil would be a dope name. Dude, I think I would have ended up using a name like FaZe Perish or something like that. Because I think when I was getting an Xbox, I think I was using the name Perish because I kept changing my name. Back then, people loved to change their name. They'd get bored of it. So like, I had a friend right here, Crisis. He would change his name every few months, you know? A guy called Oxley shouted out your old channel 12 years ago. Did he? Yo, send me that, Maths. Oxley shouted out your channel. Is it because I did what was it? What did he shout me out for? Because I can't find it. There's YouTube videos where people re-upload my clips so I could show you a clip. But I can't find it. Let me type it in. You said... Actually, that's his name. Actually, he linked your channel. Let me type in actually MW2. Oh, bro, this was the craziest montage. Chat, this is a nostalgia stream. Bro, across high rise. Bro, you can't tell me that the greatest sound for any weapon in any video game ever isn't the MW2. Bro, the best sound ever. Let me see if I can find what you're talking about. Bro, I can't find it. The music. Dude, this montage, I used to watch it all the time. It has 1.4 million views. His name is actually... Oh, it's with 3 E's. You could never snipe? Bro, noob, man. Oh, is it this guy? Let me see. Which one did he shout out? Oh, this one. Oh, I found it. Chat, this is me. This is me playing. I was playing with Tile and Blinky. Bro, this is... Chat, you're watching 13-year-old Evil. You're watching 13-year-old Eddie right now. Look, this is me. Oh, I'm a noob. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Nah. You didn't see that, bro. You didn't. I was not hard scoping. Bro.
But it's not over yet. Get ready for the next one.
You didn't see that. Bro, I want to find it. There's a clip where I got the suicide trick shot on high rise. I can't find it. But this was me playing though. I was using the name Sorabot. I'm a hard scope. Oh, bro, these were the days. All right, chat. It's been a good stream. It's been a banger nostalgic stream. We read through the brief spoilers. Thank you for being here, chat. I love you all. Any final comments, questions, theories, concerns, comments it down below. We're going to be live again for the long summary, okay? We'll be live with the long summary spoilers as soon as they drop. They'll most likely drop tomorrow. It'll most likely drop tomorrow, so we'll be live tomorrow with a long summary. It will be fun. Hopefully there's a lot more details, and of course, chat, we'll be live again with the chapter reaction. You know, we always got to react to the chapter. It'll be a lot of fun. This is a super nostalgic stream. So much nostalgia this stream. And chat, we got a 50 bomb. 50 bomb with Young Smokey. 50 bomb from Young Smokey, the actual legend. Thank you so much. He said, when the clip backfires, I will not forget that. Nah, you didn't hear that, dude. You didn't hear that. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. Oh, yeah. Hold on. Before we end the stream, guys, one more thing before we end the stream. Thank you, Young Smokey, for the 50 bomb. That was pretty funny. That did backfire. Guys, this was the first clip that I hit with an HD PVR. This is me playing. And someone else re-uploaded it. And this was during the time where people liked to do parkour trick shots. So people would climb on an object or climb on a building and then they'd quickly do a trick shot. This was during the parkour days. And this is me playing, chat. Watch. Look, I'm spinning. Bam! Look at this. Look at this spot. Oof. Here's another one. I found it. Thank you so much. Who was it? Maths. Thank you so much. Look, this is me again, chat. This is me. We found it. Suicide trick shot. Parkour. I put a claymore down. Spin. Oh.
Good job, team. Get ready for the next round.
Oof. Suicide. With the tactical insertion. Look at this suicide. I was playing with the Colts clan. They were one of the biggest clans. Look at the suicide. Oh.
Good job, team. Get ready for the next.
Don't sleep on your boy, chat. The guys, it's been a great stream. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. You guys are amazing. I can't wait to see the long summary because the short summary wasn't that great. It didn't have too much info, but hopefully the long summary comes through and the chapter comes through. Guys, we will be back. If you guys are new here, subscribe. If you're not new here, chat, remember to hit the notification bell so you do not miss when we go live. Leave a like on the stream. Love you all. We'll be back soon. L with the 5 crazy trick shots goated. Thank you so much, L. You saw the terminal trick shot. I proved my case. Thank you so much, Maths, for helping me find the videos. Thank you, Maths. Shout out to Maths. You saw the terminal trick shot. Spin, 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 bam. You saw the high-rise suicide trick shot. See, I told you I wasn't lying, bro. You guys thought I was lying. You guys thought I was lying, bro. Look, suicide. Look, I'm jumping off the crane. Look, suicide. This is suicide trick shot.
Good job,
Bro,
team.
I was sick nasty, man. But with that being said, chat, thank you so much, L. Thank you so much, Smokey. Thank you to everyone being here. Have a nice morning, day or night wherever you are. Have a nice morning, day or night wherever you are. I love you all graciously. I love you all greatly. Find Christ, chat. He loves you. He died for your sins. Build a relationship with him. He'll lift the veil from your eyes and you'll see the world for what it truly is. And you'll discover all the lies about Jesus Christ and Christianity. So many lies. You'll discover the truth. He loves you. He died for you. He'll give you courage, strength, and bravery. I could do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I love you guys.